We're going to first talk about the first edge, which is our proprietary indicator, which are the Donchian channels. As I said, these are a very prominent tool. They're virtually on any charting software package. You can find them, all over the internet. I'm sure if you do Google search, you'll be able to see them free. But they're a tremendous, tremendous tool, and this is the basis for this particular edge here, the Donchian channels. And what they are is, they're basically 3 channels that will help us discern the trend and find the correct zones for entry. Now let's look at uptrends. All right, let's say we're interested in purchasing some cross-currency pair that is in an uptrend, or that we discern is in an uptrend. Well, how will we use it? Well, without the bar charts in place, this is the Donchian channel. This is the way you want to see the Donchian channels look. You see, there are going to be 3 channels: an upper, a mid-level, and a lower channel. And what we want to see is all 3 of these channels headed in the same stair-step upward direction. Now, when I say stair-step, you see they're all kind of going up, then they go flat, sideways, then up higher. It's kind of a stair-step approach. And remember, they're not all in sync. As you can see here, we went higher, sideways, higher, flatted up. But at the same time, the bottom one was going sideways. As long as they're all heading from a lower level, that means they're all in sync, heading upwards, as you can see. So this is what we're looking for. We're looking for this stair-step upward approach in the Donchian channel. All right? So that's what will tell us that we are in an uptrend. All right, so let's go back. And as we can see here, at the beginning of this Donchian channel, where are we going to buy? Well, we want to see price rally, and then we want to see price sell off to the midline. This is our buy zone, okay? So anywhere around this midline, once we have rallied and then pulled back a little bit, once we get to the midline, with all 3 lines rising, this is our buy zone. And then as price rallies again, once we see it sell off and come down to the buy zone, the midline, we'll purchase some more. And then so on. Price rallies, comes back to the buy zone or the midline. It's that simple. Once again, we're not listening to any news. We're not going in any chat rooms and seeing what some Forex guru is telling us what to do. We're simply doing the easiest thing there is to do, and that's listening to the market. The market is telling us everything we need to know. There's no reason to spend hours time trying to discern things or trying to spend our hard-earned money on other programs that we think have the answer. The answer is really right in front of you. So let's look back at that old chart, the Australian chart. Remember we said, well, Steve, sure, it's easy to find that this is in an uptrend after the fact. Well, if we add the Donchian channels, remember, these are the places that are the most opportune to enter. But once we add the Donchian channels, what do we find? We see that price came back to the midline, and this was the buy zone. We rallied, came back to the buy zone again, and you see how the Donchian channels helped us find that buy zone each and every time. All the while, they were all in sync, rising at the same time, telling us that we're still in an uptrend. All right, how about trading downtrend? Well, it's very similar. In fact, it's the same thing. We just reverse the rules. We turn everything upside down. Here are the Donchian channels in a downtrend. Remember, we want to see 3 channels, top, mid, and bottom, and all 3 should be going in the same stair-step downward direction. They should be in sync. Okay? This assures us that we're in some type of short-term downtrend. Now, what we want to see is price sell off since we're in a downtrend, and then we want to see it bounce. Once it comes and bounces and touches the midline, that's a sell zone. Now, we're not saying this is where you automatically sell right now. We're just telling you that this is the zone where you start looking for selling opportunities. And then if price sells off again in the downtrend, once it rallies, it'll rally back up to the sell zone, and then so forth. This simple. All right, so let's look at an older chart of the Swiss franc. This is a daily chart once again. We'll look at different time frames later on in the presentation. It's clear to see in hindsight that this was a great downtrend. This was the currency pair was in a nice downtrend. But how could we have taken advantage of this? As I said, so many of my beginning students, especially, will say, Steve, yeah, I can see it's in a downtrend 2 or 3 months later, but how did I know while it was happening? Well, we want to take advantage, first of all, of these high opportune places to go short. How could we have done that in a downtrend? We simply add the Donchian channels. As we can see, all Donchian channels are headed in the same stair-step lower direction. Each time they bounced, anytime we came up to this midline, we were in some type of sell zone.